Hey guys, welcome back to my house. This is the real rebuild project, my personal family build. And gosh, I've been thinking about this build for a long time. And I did some really key things that I think have turned this bathroom into the perfect bathroom. We're gonna go over space planning, fixtures, the way I install tiles, some specific things that I did when I framed it. I got lots of good content for you. The perfect bathroom, sponsored by Kohler. Let's get going. Okay, first off, let's talk about size of this bathroom. This is a fairly compact bathroom, and I'm gonna tell you why in a minute. But this is 6 feet wide in the width, and it's a big rectangle. If you look at this floor plan, I've got a water closet down on one end with a pocket door to get in that space. There's what we commonly refer to in the business as a headknocker cabinet above here. Then I've got a long vanity in this center space, and then a shower on the end. And the shower is a little bigger than 3 foot. We're around 3'6" inside the shower. So basically this space is 6 feet wide by just shy of 18 feet. I think I'm 17.9 or so. And because it's a tiny space, or not a tiny space, a medium space, I did pocket doors everywhere. I didn't want to worry about swings. So this is my master closet this direction. We did a pocket door in, pocket door into the master bath, and then a pocket door here. Now, when it comes to space planning, I'm a big fan of smaller and better, and that's really what I did in my entire house. Here's the reason why. You know, when you make a giant master bath, let's say, you have a lot of square footage, which means your budget overall, you have to kind of be cautious on where you spend things. Whereas if you have a smaller bathroom like this, look at my tile. The whole bathroom has beautiful tile everywhere. This is all clay imports, by the way, that my designer picked out. But because I have such small square footage of this backsplash tile, for instance, it allowed me to put tile countertop to ceiling in this space. This is a 9-foot ceiling. And had this been a giant bathroom, I would have had trouble with that. Also, my wife and I have been married like 20 years or so. I like to be able to talk to her when I get ready in the morning. Oftentimes we'll listen to a podcast or the Bible app together. So having a vanity that's relatively compact has worked really well. In fact, this vanity has even more storage than frankly I know what to do with. It's been really good. So when you think about space planning, the next thing I want to mention is think about where all of your stuff is going to go. For instance, my wife likes a clean countertop, and I like that look as well. So when we're done in the morning, we can just throw everything back where it belongs. And having a plug inside your drawer like this has been really nice. And this could really be added to any drawer system. This happens to be crystal cabinets from Benchmark here in Austin, but they retrofitted this after the fact. This is a cut-in outlet, and there's kind of like a phone cord attached to a real outlet, which is in the back the electrician put in during the rough-in phase. And now she can just pull that drawer out and use that. And speaking of space planning, a huge part of my space planning were these Robern cabinets. Now, Robern is a division of Kohler, or it's a Kohler company. I've been using these for, gosh, almost 2 decades now. I absolutely love them. They are a little bit pricey. These are not the lowest cost option out there, but boy, you really get what you pay for, and they're made in America. So for this space, I often have the mirror open, and I'll shave with the mirror open, and then I can see everything. I can pop it back in the medicine cabinet and close it, and I really like that. And while we're talking about medicine cabinets, let's talk lighting. At my old house, I didn't have any sconces. I just had overhead lights. So I just had recess cans. If you think about recess cans, I've got a hat on, so it's a little bit different now. I've obviously got a big shadow from my hat, but even if my hat was off, you'd notice I've got lots of shadows on my face if that light is overhead, whether it's a bar over there or recessed lighting above. So I really want to do sconces in this house. Now these sconces are actually Kohler Sconces. I don't know if you know, but they sell a full line of lighting as well. And I like these because they're nice and tall. And the way I mounted those, I kind of thought about what my wife and I's eye level was going to be. And I tried to center up the light, knowing I was going to have a pretty good light bar. And now I've got really no shadows on my face. But I can even one-up that if I want to. On a date night, or a night that my wife's really putting on makeup or trying to really see what she looks like, I've got built-in sconces on my Roberns as well that I can turn on. And boy, look at that. You can really see your face. You could get your makeup right. I'm realizing that my sideburns have been shaved incorrectly. Now that I'm looking in the light, this one's a little taller. But you get the point. You can really see those. So actually, I don't use those all the time. They're off most of the time. And this is the lighting that I have most of the time. Just these Kohler Sconces. And then some halo recess cans in here. One mistake that I made during construction, well, two mistakes actually. I didn't originally, when I designed the house, think about these medicine cabinets. That was something that I spec'd later in the project. And as a result, the wall got framed standard 16-inch on center, and I had to put a header in and add these later. But the big mistake I made was I framed this wall separating my master from actually my living room, and there's a staircase. If you could see the line of the stairs, it's right on this other side of the wall. 2x4 framing, that was a huge mistake. I should have framed this with 2x6 so that I had much more room to put plumbing, electrical, recessed medicine cabinets, all that kind of stuff in there. Totally my mistake, but what are you gonna do? Okay, let's move on from space planning. Let's talk about the shower. Now the shower is a big thing for me. My wife loves a nice hot shower, a long shower every night. It's really her way to relax and enjoy. So I wanted to make sure I got a really good shower. So besides the gorgeous finish of the Kohler that you're seeing here, a couple things that I did on the shower to really make it a usable and really functional and fun shower was this Kohler DTV system. So check this out. At a house that I had in the past, you had to pretty much get wet whenever you were starting up the shower. And in this case, I've got two options for starting the shower. I'm going to turn this on, and I can either go to users, and I can type in a specific user, and I actually have pre-programmed this for myself, even my two boys who like to shower in here, or the dog when we give him a bath. But the easier method, or the kind of quick and dirty method, is just to hit the start button. Now you're going to notice this shower head over here on the left is highlighted. I could also add the hand shower if I wanted to, but in this case, most of the time I just shower with the one, and I can simply press the start button. And then I can change the temp right here if I want. And check this out. It's going to show target temperature is 103, and it's cold right now, meaning, hey, don't jump in yet. And now look at this, it's already to the target temperature. And that's because I plumbed this in a very thoughtful way with quick hot water delivery. And in fact, I specifically moved my hot water tank, what's on the other side of the shower wall right here. So this shower thermostatic valve is getting hot water really, really quickly. What's cool about this DTV system though, is I can control all that either inside the shower or outside the shower. And you can see I had my shower door open, so it was immediately hitting the shower. But I can control everything inside or out with this touchscreen. So if I want to turn the shower up, here you go, turn it up like that. And if I want to stop it, we can stop it as well. Now here's what I like about this system. Besides the controllers and having the ability to have an extra controller, I really like that I don't have a thermostatic valve buried in the wall, so that in 20 years if I need to change a part, or frankly I want to remodel, I have to dig out tile to do that. In this case, all of my plumbing, which is basically just two stub outs, there's a stub out for that shower head and a stub out for the hand shower, goes straight up. And I've got a small conditioned attic space above me, and I mounted all of my Kohler parts to that. Now there's a couple Kohler parts on this because it's an electronic valve. I've got the main thermostatic valve, and this is just a 2-port valve, so it's a pretty straightforward one. Just a handheld that I'll use for the dog or maybe for cleaning purposes. And the main shower, by the way, is terrific. I've absolutely loved it. It feels, even just with one shower head, it feels super immersive. Great shower out of that one. But that's those two pipes coming down the wall. The thermostatic is mounted on the wall up there. And then these have a Cat 5 wire that connects them, and it plugs in the back with an Ethernet cable. So now if I ever have a clog or have a problem, maybe I somehow got debris in the line and it's clogging a filter, I don't have to worry about doing anything here in the shower. I can go straight up in my closet and do everything. And by the way, it's got a couple of cool features attached to this as well. You'll notice those two gold boxes on either side of the shower. Those are speakers that are from the Kohler speaker collection that I cut into the tile. I actually planned it and installed those during the tile phase. And those are connected to a Bluetooth speaker connection, basically a wireless connection with Bluetooth. And it's been super easy. Just connect to the Kohler. And now whatever I want to play, whether it's my podcast in the morning or whatever, I can play that in the shower. And those are specifically at ear level. They hardly ever get wet. I really don't see any water in them, but they're intended for the shower and for that purpose. The other cool thing about the shower that I really feel like is a luxury that I've really enjoyed already is it's got steam in this shower as well. Now, the thermometer for that is that little gold piece that's sticking out of there. You got to install that when you're tiling. And then the outlet for steam is down here in the corner. And then you're going to notice that I did an angled transom that has a has hardware that can basically vent or not vent. So let's turn it into the non-vent. And then you're going to set your target temperature. Let's say I want to steam at 110 or 111 and I want to do it for 10 minutes. We're going to press the start button and then it's going to show you here's the current temperature in the space. The steamer upstairs is going to warm up and you'll see in a second it's going to come out here. But while we're talking about heat, the other two things that I heated that I've really liked, that's been a luxury that's beautiful, has been a floor heat system. I took my FLIR gun out a minute ago and looked at the heat because I was a little curious. My wife wanted these ruggables down to really just give a little padding, a little interest to this tile. But with your FLIR gun, you can actually see the heat strips from the Schluter tile heat into this floor section, into the toilet section, and I even ran it into the shower and up onto my bench. So when I'm steaming in there, I can actually sit on a heated bench and a heated floor. And here we go, it's starting to steam out right now. You're gonna see in a minute, it's gonna absolutely flood the room with steam. And I really like it. I've got a daughter that has asthma, and I kind of thought about it as an additional therapy for her, or if my kids need a steam shower for their lungs in kind of flu season. I think I'm going to use it year-round for health, though. I really like this. Check that out. Look how steamy it is in there. Isn't that wild? And then the last thing that I heated while that's still warming up is this right here, my heated towel bar. This is a product by Mr. Steam, and this towel bar is electrically heated, so there's an electrical wire that comes into the towel bar. I have it currently on just a on-off switch because I've been kind of wanting to play with it a little bit, but I think eventually I might switch that to a 24-hour timer so I could say, hey, every morning turn on and heat the towels from 6 to 9 a.m. And then at nighttime, knowing that my wife usually showers around 10 p.m. and I shower a little before that, I could heat it. But here's what's nice about it. It's not actually, I haven't actually found that I've liked it because I want a warm towel when I get out of the shower. But what I do want is a towel that's dry. And I often shower twice. I'll work out in the morning a couple days a week, and I get out of the shower, I've got a wet towel, I put it on the towel warmer, and actually it's a towel dryer, and that's what I really like, so that at night, in the past, I'd still have a wet towel if I'm gonna shower twice a day, and I'd almost need to get a fresh towel. But in this case now, my towel goes on the towel warmer, it'll warm up, it totally dries, and then at night, I've gotten dirty on the job site, I'm ready to get in the shower, that towel is nice and fresh and dry. It doesn't smell, it's been really nice. I've loved having this. And in fact, if I shower earlier than my wife, maybe 2 hours earlier, I often find that towel dry. So it's really drying in a matter of like 2 hours on this towel rack. And if you look at this through the FLIR gun, you can see it's definitely hot. It's pulling, you can certainly touch it. You're not gonna hurt yourself, but it's probably 110 degrees, something like that. So it's doing a real nice job of drying those towels. Okay, let me check my list. What did I miss here, guys? Oh, I know. Next thing I want to mention, speaking of steam shower, it's a little steamy in there, so you're not going to be able to see right this second, but I've sloped the ceiling inside the steam shower, and that's on purpose. Oftentimes, steam showers that have a flat ceiling, you get complaints from your clients because that condensation will form on the ceiling and will drip down because it's flat onto the person who's in the bench getting a steam shower. So you want to slope your ceiling of that steam shower towards the outside wall, and I ended up pitching this one in the framing stage about 1/4 inch per foot. And this steam shower is about 3'6", so I've got, you know, 3/4 of an inch, maybe an inch drop from here to the edge where the tile is. So now any condensation that forms, it's gonna roll down that back wall harmlessly. The other thing that I did with my steam shower that I really wanna make mention of is I used the Schluter tile system for install. They've got a full system of install products, and I actually have a video coming out on that in the future. But I used full Schluter on this tile, including the ceiling for all the ceiling tile. But what I've really liked about that, and this is actually the first shower I've had with Schluter, is that all the setting, all the tile is going right on top of their Kurdi membrane. You don't have this big mortar bed, and as a result, the shower dries out really quick. And in fact, when I have the floor heat on, that heat enables that tile to dry even faster. So even if I've showered in the morning, when I come back at night, the tile, that whole shower, bone dry, which means also that I have no mold growth, no fungal matter, none of that kind of stuff growing, because the shower dries really nicely. Whereas mud set showers that have that thick mortar bed underneath them, they very often feel like they're always wet and they never really dry out. And your mortar, your grout that's on the outside edges, a lot of times you'll see some growth in that space. So I'm gonna start using this on all my builds. I've really, really liked this. Next, let me take a second to plug the Kohler products that I've used in here. Some beautiful products from Kohler. I really wanted to use Kohler on this house because I've had great success with them. First off, let me show you the Veil toilet. Did you notice that the toilet seat automatically opened for you? And if I turn the lights off on here, maybe we can even see the kind of night light. It's not quite dark enough because I have the other lights on, but if I turn these other lights off, you'll see there's kind of a blue LED ring in here. So if you get up in the middle of the night, you don't need to turn the lights on to figure out where the toilet is. Besides the auto seat lid, the feature that I really like is auto flush. So when we close that lid, it's gonna automatically flush for us. And man, this thing has a powerful flush. It's got a pump in there that actually increases the pressure. Now there's an emergency too, so if your power were to go off, you can still flush the toilet. But super powerful flusher, and of course this is a dual stage flush, so you can use an eco or a regular. And if you happen to leave the toilet seat up, it'll auto close for you as well. Very, very cool toilet. And of course the seat is heated as well. So with all these kind of heat features in here, I've never been uncomfortable in this bathroom. It's been beautiful. This is the Veil Comfort Height toilet. And then all these fixtures that I mentioned that are sconces, these are also Kohler. And these of course are Kohler lavatory faucets as well. Everything matches, including all the hardware, which is from Kohler. This is their new 2MB finish. Absolutely beautiful, I've loved it. And same with the matching in the shower area. Now it's at 109 inside my steam shower, and it's kind of holding that temp. And I set the steamer to run for 10 minutes, and it will automatically turn off. And you can see that countdown timer is going there. But let's go ahead and just hit the stop button. And now that steamer unit is turned off. And check this out. I mean, just massive, look at that massive amount of steam. That's some serious steam in there, isn't it? Now my Zender unit's gonna run and capture all that steam, but I wanna vent it like this as well. And oftentimes I'll actually, especially when I get it really steamy, I'll leave my door open too, just so I can really make sure that I capture all that steam and it heads on out. Let's see, a couple of the things that I wanna mention. I did the 0 threshold shower, so I have basically a roll-in shower, kind of an ADA style shower. I did the tile-in strip drain, so you really can't tell where the water goes. But along with that, I did I did marble thresholds in between my hardwood floors and my tile, just so I could get a little bit of a raised leg. So if I did get some water backing up, I'd have some amount of ability to hold that water before it could spill off into my hardwoods. By the way, the guys at Clamport have a tile install division called the Tile Press. Those guys did an amazing job on this install. They did all the Schluter for me, they did heat for me, all this tile. And by the way, this tile is a special tile as well as my countertops, in that this is not a clay tile. This is actually more like a porcelain tile. Very, very impervious. And the thing that sold me on this tile in particular was the ability to clean it. When they demonstrated the tile for me at the clay import store, the sales rep showed me how you could actually use a Sharpie on the tile, and then you could clean that Sharpie off. And that is really cool. And I really liked the kind of handmade clay look or concrete look, but the impervious nature of this, which means I also went with an epoxy grout for this entire space. And I also was specific on the epoxy grout in the shower, in the steam shower area, knowing that it could get pretty hot. We had to double check the epoxy grout temperatures that they were rated to, and we did a higher temperature grout for that master shower. That's something you want to pay attention to when you're doing those. The other thing I want to mention in this space is I did push pop drains. That's the kind that when you just press them, they pop up and they pull down. So see, that's holding. And then when I'm ready to release, I just pop up. I like that better than the kind that raises in the back. They just seem a little bit more intuitive to me. And of course, these come from Kohler as well, so everything matches in finish. And then I did want to mention that these countertops look like marble, but in fact, these are Caesar stone. They've done a really nice job over the years of putting these veins in so it looks like a marble countertop, but in fact, nothing's going to soak up. You've got that beauty and durability of the quartz. So if you have a glass of red wine in here and you spill it, you're not worried about trying to wipe it up immediately. This quartz is really going to be impervious, and it's going to look, both the tile and the countertops, like the day I installed it for years to come, and that's exactly what I was looking for in this build. One thing I missed, this is where we'll close it out here. Inside the master closet, come on in here for a second. I did sliding pocket doors, and this happens to be hardware from Cavity Slider, and you saw that it was so slow close. But I sunk a mirror into this side. When I ordered these doors from Geldwin, you can get them where they install a mirror ahead of time. And this is a great spot for my wife and I to see, hey, does this outfit look good? Do my shoes look good? I wear the same jeans and boots pretty much every day, so I don't worry about that a whole lot. But every once in a while I get ready for date night and I've got to see that full-length mirror. Guys, that's it. Hopefully you learned something. Big thanks to Kohler for sponsoring today's video. As I mentioned earlier, I really wanted to use Kohler fixtures in my house. They make a fantastic fixture. They really have longevity and durability on their side. They're also a great American company. They're like the several generations down from the original Kohlers. They're still family owned. I've met David Kohler before, the president of the company. Terrific, terrific guy. And I've been to their factory in Kohler, Wisconsin, where a lot of these products and the porcelain and the tubs, the cast irons are made. This is a really cool company. So highly recommend if you're building, remodeling, thinking about a kitchen remodel, check out Kohler. Their fixtures, their products are absolutely top notch. And if you ever have a problem, their service is great as well. Big thanks to Kohler for sponsoring today's video, but if you're not currently a subscriber, guys, hit that subscribe button below. We've got new content here in the Build Show every Tuesday and every Friday. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, otherwise I'll see you next time on the Build Show.